Hello, good morning, and welcome to our 13th session of our ICT 410 class. So our topic for this morning is about mail protocol. We are now on Module 13, Chapter 13 of our class. So our objectives are as follows. Number one, discuss the importance of mail protocol. Number two, value the importance of mail protocol. And number three, understand the basic concepts of mail protocol. So first things first, we need to study about STMP, or the Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. So for STMP, it is an Internet Standard Communication Protocol for all electronic mail transmission. So it means all mail servers and other message transfer agents use STMP to send and receive mail messages. User level clients or email clients typically use STMP only for sending messages to mail server for relaying and typically submit ongoing email to the mail server. So the port that SMTP usually use is 587 or 465. So this is under RFC 8314. So this is because that is the assigned channel for the for STMP. So other than that, you can see other channels like 44 for HTTP and iban nga protocol pagid. So for receiving messages, we use IMAP, which replaced the older POP3. The POP3 is the early stages of the development from form of internet da. So IMAP is the modernized feature for retrieving messages. We use IMAP now just because of advancement of internet technology, no? So it is the standard, but then again, we use proprietary servers, also often implement proprietary protocol. So example for that is the Exchange Active Sync, no? Exchange Active Sync is earlier technology for servers. So gin-adapt lang da ka Windows Windows guys. Ang Active Sync bala ka Windows. Gin-adapt lang nanda da. So since STMP's introduction in 1981, it has been updated, modified, and extended multiple times. So the protocol version and commonly used today has extensible structure with various extensions for authentication, encryption, which is the important thing of all the mail protocols, the binary data transfer, and the internationalized email addresses. So all of these are interrelated using your modem. STMP servers commonly use the transmission control protocol on port 25 for plain text and port 587 for encrypted communications. So we have the protocol overview. Let me check the... Oh, wala siya. Okay. For the protocol overview, it is the session which includes zero or more STMP transactions, and that an STMP transaction consists of three commands or reply sequences. These are the mail, the RCPT, and data. So for your mail or the mail command, it is used to establish the return address, also called the return path or the reverse path. So it bounds address the inform or the envelope sender. For the RCPT command, this is to establish recipient of the messages, and this command can issue multiple times for each one recipient. So these addresses are also part of the envelope. And the third one is data. These are the signal that is beginning of the text message and the content of the message as opposed to its envelope. So it consists of a message header, a message body, and separated by an empty line. So the early example for that, if you are using Yahoo email or Yahoo service or email service for that matter, you can see there that the early stages for data and the transcription for the envelope and the processes are being laid out. So the reason for that is Yahoo is one of the earlier pertinent message carrier. Nauna pa siya sa Google. No? Wala pa Google, and Yahoo ang ginagamit kalabanan nga email. For outgoing email, this is an email client needs to know the IP address of the initial Stmp server, and this has given the part of its configuration. So usually this is given to the DNS name or the DNS address. This server will deliver outgoing messages on behalf of the user. These are the pop-up messengers. So that is why this technology was initialized and was copied by for the forwarding messages, just like in your Gmail, wherein you can set the time or the time that you're going to send the message. So this is on outgoing mail. So next slide is your activity number 25. You're going to refer to your STMP or the Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. What you're going to do is to send an email to your classmate. So that's it. It's very simple. I think it's self-explanatory. No need to discuss. Um, shall we move on to the next activity? So the next topic, which is the Internet Protocol Suite. Actually, your Internet Protocol Suite is your TCP/IP. So that is the other name of your or the other name of TCP/IP or the Transport Control Protocol Internet Protocol is the Internet Protocol Suite. So this is the set of communications protocol used in the internet and similar computer networks. The current foundations protocol in the suite are the TCP and the Internet Protocol or the IP. Okay, during its development of the Internet Protocol Suite, versions of it were known as the Department of Defense model because the development of networking method was funded by the US Defense through DARPA. So its implementation is a protocol stack. Now, if you will remember, the father of the internet is Tim Berners-Lee, which is using experimentation on email address sending or the message sending for chatting his colleague in an international space station. No? So nag-experiment the but the earlier technology is coming from the sa protocol naman ang who is the pioneer or the pioneer of this technology is the DARPA, and it is mainly used for military applications. So the Internet Protocol Suite provides end-to-end data communication specifying how data should be packetized, addressed, transmitted, routed, and received. So this functionality is organized into 4 abstraction layers which classify all related protocols according to each protocol scope of networking. So from lowest to highest, the layers are link layer, and it contains communications method for data that remains within the single network segment or the link. So the internet layer providing internet working between independent networks, the transport layer handling host-to-host communication, and the application layer and providing process-to-process data exchange for applications. So the technical standards underlying the Internet Protocol Suite and its constituent protocols are maintained by the Internet Engineering Task Force or the IETF. So the Internet Protocol Suite predates the OSI model, a more comprehensive reference framework for general networking systems. On your module, you can see there the for figure 48, that is the layer protocol levels. Wherein you can see there the host and the router spacing for the first diagram, and the data flow diagram of the application layers, the transport layers, the internet, and the link. So you can see also different carriers such as your internet, fiber, satellite, etc. If you compare TCP/IP and OSI layering, of course, may subject ang mga data communication. So I think gamay lang naton dyan nga i-discuss. So these are the top layers in the OSI model. And the application layer, the presentation layer, and the session layer. So, and these are distinguished separately in TCP/IP model, which only has the application layer above all the transport layer. So while some pure OSI protocol applications such as X.400 also combine them, this is no requirement for TCP/IP because its stack must impose monolithic architecture above the transport layer. So when you speak about monolithic, this is one-phased layer wherein ang direction ka data is only have you have only the sender, that is point A, and you have the receiver, that is the point B. So, one way lang siya. So, do paryo man kapag higugma ka, nobyo mo kanimo, one way lang. Tanalangga palangga ka na, kanimo, ikaw ay one way na. So, for the key architectural principles, the first one is the end-to-end principle that has evolved over time. Its original expression put the maintenance of state and overall intelligence at the edges, and the assumed internet that connects the edges retains to state concentrated on speed and simplicity. When you speak about state or edges, so this refers to the end-to-end principle wherein ang sa network plan ninyo, kung sa local area network, we have the nodes. Kung sa internet, we have the ends or the edges. So, this is technical terms, no? Sa datacom. Panumduman lang ninyo yung datacom ninyo kay Ma'am Judith ni na subject. So, the robustness principle states, in general, an implementation must be conservative in its sending behavior and liberal in its receiving behavior. So that is, it must be careful to send well-informed datagrams, but must accept any datagram that it can interpret. Remember I think the simplest example for this is the TXRX, wherein you're going to connect your peer-to-peer network. So, peer-to-peer siya. That is why, ano siya, cross. Otherwise, kung may modem ka mo, guys, straight through ang ginagamit ninyo. So, this one, for the robustness principle, we're talking about the key architectural principle, guys. We are now on number 2. So, the general implementation must be conservative in sending behavior and liberal in its receiving behavior. So, TXRX. Okay, so that's a very good example. Then the third one is the encapsulation, no? So it is used to provide abstraction of protocols and services. May abstraction kita sa subject naton last time. And sa coding bala, dumduman ninyo. Pero sa network may encapsulation man. So ang encapsulation nga diyata na sa network is usually aligned with division of protocol suite into layers of general functionality. So in general, the application layer, which is the highest level of model or the OSI model, uses the set of protocols to send its data from down the layers, the other layer. So the first layer of receiver of information is the application layer. Of course, gamit ka mo ka application sa interface ninyo, kag sa user interface, which means siyempre, pareho man sa cellphone ninyo, guys. Ang first ninyo nga gina is ang application. So gina-turn on ninyo kung ano app nyo. Then pag-click nyo ka app, nag-execute siya, nagsulod ka mo sa program niya. Then afterwards, you can do transactions there, you can play games, etc. So the same thing. Encapsulation means pasunod or butang na sa isa ka lugar. Encapsulize niya ang isa ka application. So for implementation naman, the Internet Protocol Suite does not presume any specific hardware or software environment. So it only requires that the hardware and software layer exist that is capable of sending and receiving packets on a computer network. So as a result, the suite has been implemented on essentially every computing platform, and a minimal implementation of TCP/IP includes the following: the IP, the ARP, the ICP, the TCP, the UDP, the IGMP, the NDP, and the MLD. So I will not name those things, but those are protocols, guys. No, just read your module, okay? So those are just examples. And your activity number 26 is you're going to refer to Internal Protocol Suite. You're going to research on TCP/IP layers. Nagin-enumerate lang naton ha, hindi ang tanan 'to nga gin-discuss ninyo sa datacom nyo. Okay? So you're going to enumerate its functions and advantages. So you're going to produce a screenshot and copy paste it to word processor. So ang OSI nga gin ano naton, apat lang to kabilog ang na-discuss naton. Unlike sa datacom ninyo nga pira to kabilog na. Okay? Okay, so the code of, let's go to the code of the day. The question is, what is the other name for Internet Protocol Suite? Okay, so I think that is all for today. Ad astra per sapientia. It means to the stars through knowledge. Okay, guys, thank you for attending our lecture for this morning. This is the only lecture that we're going to have, just because of the weather condition. Which means I will activate the code of the day right away, and you can answer it until 10 p.m. later on. Okay. The reason for that is base mag-abot bagyo karon kag wala tat tiyempo don nga mag-ubrak activity ninyo. So uh, if your classmates going to ask you or ano guys, just refer them to the video or this one of the video lecture that we're going to have. I will post this to our FB group. Okay. So do you have any questions about our activity? First, you're going to make an email. So that is all. The second activity is you're going to give the functionality and advantages of the 4 OSI model. So the 4 OSI model, ang discuss naton sa module naton, tuya to, apat lang to kabilog. So no need to enumerate kung piratok bilog man ang discuss dito na sa datacom ninyo nga subject. Okay, so other than that, for the code of the day, as I've said, the question is, what is the other name for Internet Protocol Suite? So it's very easy. Okay, I will activate the code of the day right away. And tomorrow, you can just answer your quizzes, no? And you can pass your activity until Saturday. Hopefully, wala na tublag or ano. Hopefully, may internet connection sa Saturday. So the same thing with ano guys, next week and the week after. So just because it's our Christmas break and it's our New Year's break. So but then again, I will just we're going to hold one ano lang, one session per ano lang for next week and just the same. We're gonna hold lang one session for each ano subject for each week. Being that it's our Christmas break and the New Year's break also. And we will resume two meetings next meeting. But I'm sorry I cannot stop sending ano guys ha your activity. Tinaka-online man kita kag pwede nyo man daw maobra anytime. Ang reason kada is malapit na lang aton nga final exam. So para nga magsibo balay na ano yung number of weeks nga ano naton nga lecture 13. So 13 tulad 13 ika 13th week 14, 15, 16. So we still have 5 weeks. That is why nga hindi ko ma-sacrifice ko ya Christmas kag ya ano. Pero pwede man nga i-delay lang ninyo ya ano nyo activity okay lang da. Anytime ano if ever hindi nyo man maobra. December 2, 3. Oo. Na. So parang hindi guys mag ano hindi kita para ma ano naton yung number of weeks hindi man mambalang maubos gid pero makalabot kita sa mga substantial topic nga pwede nga ma-cover ka final examination ninyo. So 13 mali 9 10 11 12 13 so 5. So I think 3 weeks na lang siguro no mga dayan kada dyan para tawhay kita kag hindi nga ano magsala bala ka mo kag sa iba naman ng subject eh. Okay. So do you have any questions guys? Okay, no more. So thank you for attending your class for today. Please take care of yourselves later on. We'll never know. Medyo matinong kag nagasiga pa yung adlaw pero that's the scary part because when there is calm, there's a storm kuno. So later on, base magbago doon yung weather kag waay kita ano bala maka-prepare. Okay, so thank you so much guys and take care and thank you for attending your class. So I'll stop the recording and think you can ano na,